The bosses go hard in this. I mean, the bosses are the most fun part for sure. I just, like, at the end of the day, I think there's just something to be said for, like, some people really vibe with a more mission-based structure type of game. I do appreciate it in the sense that, like, it's nice to play a AAA game and not spend like a third of my time lost. But I find the overall structure of how you progress through the game less interesting than a Dark Souls style open world. But I'm also, you know, acknowledging it's a different game in its own right, you know? But if you didn't want to be compared to Dark Souls, then you shouldn't have been made by the same developer. It's as simple as that. Okay, get in. Stop hopping over me. Okay, this is a restart as far as I'm concerned. Not like FromSoft existed before Souls. Apparently, you can't compare Dark Souls to Armored Core. Because even though Souls games are the only thing From Software's made for the last 13 years, you immediately have to get in a time machine and go back to like 1996 in order to make any comparisons. That's why, like, when Radiohead's next album comes out, I'm not going to be like, oh, it's not that good compared to In Rainbows. Instead, I'm going to say, like, oh, it kicks the shit out of Pablo Honey. Not like Radiohead existed before Paranoid Android came out. Shit is so annoying. Meanwhile, if I said I like it more than Dark Souls, your ass would be like, I don't know about this. It's not as good as Dark Souls, personally, but... You see how fucked up this is? Holy cow. I'm not trying to be a troublemaker. I'm simply trying to end your life before you end mine. Just fucking relax. You're dead. I got no repair kits left, bro. Okay, now you cannot be allowed to live. Get his ass. Get his ass. Please tell me I've not used my terminal armor yet. You piece of motherfucking shit. Don't dodge out. Don't backstep out of my way. People are telling me this ain't Dark Souls. Then why did he backstep me?
Yeah, can't believe we lost the lieutenant.
Songbirds. That's a really good idea, actually. Why wouldn't... Oh, you know why? Because I think to put songbirds on. My second... No. Oh, yeah, I'm overburdened. That's right. My second songbird requires going back to a... Could do a plan. I'll probably do a Luddy on that one.
I've identified PCA SP.
Boys. It's the other impression my daughter loves doing from the Squeaks NPC video. None from all four? We got none hits?
I've identified PCA SP, Special Forces.
Does the PCA SP have its own backlight? Okay, I think that's just a restart in my head. We're climbing up. We're climbing up. We're climbing up. We're getting high. We're dodging your attack. Fuck that crane in particular, honestly. One of these days, I'm gonna hit you, and then you're gonna be very upset. One of these days, I'm gonna hit you. I need a gun that shoots goo, and then they get stuck in the goo, and then we do the songbirds, man. That's the secret.
I've identified PCA
You partake this weekend, King? Kind of a personal question, honestly. I partook in some tasty food. Had some Japa dog at the Japanese festival. Had some pat bingsu, Korean shaved ice dessert, pretty tasty. Wasn't really trying to shoot you, honestly, but I understand we succeeded on that. Okay, yeah, just keep sliding away from me.
You're a real troublemaker, Raven.
How about you? Did you get torched there?
You won't fail this time. The system gave its verdict. Immediate termination.
Had a tasty chopped salad. Huge, huge. The other lad also got stunned during that. Hey, you, stay away from me! This is the one, without a doubt. Easy mode. Had some gamjatang. You know gamjatang? Delicious.
I'm sure our paymasters planned for that too. They got their walking advertisement all right.
I stole a speaker today, no guilt. What do you mean you stole a speaker? Like, in what context did you steal a speaker? Like from the street? Or was it like mounted on a wall? Did you steal it from Best Buy? Did you steal it from a library?
One new message.
Archivist Group Mercenary Liaison. V.VII.
I gotta know, man.
Impressive work on the refueling base assault.
Nobody's answer. He's probably too busy trying to set it up.
Threats to you, if I may.
I'm not a Fed. I'm just like, I guess I'm one of those guys who's like, why would you steal the speaker? Like in the modern day, I guess I would not describe myself as an audiophile. So whenever I go to Best Buy and they're like, here's a great home theater setup, I'm like, why would I care? My TV already has speakers in it. You know, my phone has a speaker in it. When I'm cooking dinner, I don't need to wire myself into the hi-fi just to hear Only in Dreams by Weezer. I'll just crank up my phone speaker. Burn like 8% of my battery life every 10 minutes. I don't need to get it all. A Dolby Digital 5.1, Atmos, the seat shakes. There's like a little, you've seen it, it's got the little nubs on it, so when you really crank it up, it goes zzzz, and then Carmen Electra sits on it, and Howard Stern is like weirdly trying to get her to climax on air, and you're like, what am I watching here? But when you're 14, you're like, this is the greatest content of all time. Meanwhile, you get older, you're like, what the hell? Is adults are tuning into this radio show? This guy's got a $300 million XM satellite radio deal? What's going on, man? Hey, Luppy, thanks for the gifted subscription. Thank you. Thank you. From the school auditorium? You could do it. I'm not saying it makes you a bad person, but I would be inclined to say unbased on that one. CEO of Self-Employed, educated at the School of Hard Knocks, open parentheses, 1988 dash, question mark, close parentheses.
The Rubicon Liberation Front is planning to retake the wall from Archivus. And would like you to lay the groundwork for us.
Facebook profiles in 2009 be like...
Commander of the occupied force. Swinburne has dispatched surveillance squads to monitor...
Can I tell you something? My wife blew me out. I said, blew me out, TOS, yesterday. We were leaving the grocery store. I've been feeling our house lately. It's been so nice. I've been wearing these pastel, this is not a pastel. What do you call gray and like beige? Is that an earth tone? I went to the store. My guiding principle for what clothes to buy for fall, I said, does this look like something someone from offline TV would wear? And if the answer was yes, then I took it into the change room. and if it looked good, then I bought it. But I've been kind of feeling the aesthetics of our location lately, of our abode. We left the grocery store. I said, why don't we get a couple sunflowers? You know, they got a little flower shop there. They got some sunflowers. She said, we don't have a vase. I said, we got some good glasses. We could at least put the sunflowers in like a cool glass, put it on our table. That'll look nice and aesthetic. And she said, why don't we get a vase? And I said, you know what? Let's just go home. So she trying to do something nice. Put a second barrier. If you just didn't want them, you could just say no. We don't have to keep throwing extra obstacles into it. I'll just get them when I go to the grocery store by myself. Aren't sunflowers a summer flower? I think of sunflowers as a September flower, personally.
Commence mission. I've estimated the target's position based on the data we received.
Alert, there's a hostile scan in our neighborhood.
We've got to capture the intruding AC.
That's pleasant.
Well done.
Okay,
I'll
this is
handle
not the right time to have this build. What's happening? What happened? Oh, well. Oh, it's a stealth mission. Oh, no. Are you a plants guy? I'm not a plants guy, and honestly, from this point onwards, I never will be again. I tried to beat the, his ideal furniture is just a concrete box and then like a little cardboard box to put your TV on in the middle. I tried to beat those allegations. I was rebuked, and then, I said I'll know my place. I'll know my place from now on.
Watch out for the surveillance MTs. If they get a read on you, this operation is over. If you pick up a capture camera tracking you, take cover or quickly destroy it. Camera looking this way.
Nope. No, there's not.
Raiden, surveillance MT.
Nope. Wrong.
A camera's tracking you.
Don't think so. I'd be surprised.
Raiden, surveillance MT.
You saw nothing? I'm insane at disappearing into an urban environment. If I were invisible, if I was invisible. Oh wait, I already am.
On night watch.
Barnaby has trained him for this. Are you talking about Burnaby, or are you talking about former Buffalo Sabres forward Matthew Barnaby?
I've detected an AC in combat mode. That must be Swinburne, the target.
Swinburne sounds like a place in England you should not go.
They never learn, do they? Huh. This isn't how the Liberation Front builds their ACs.
It actually just might
Target
be.
confirmed. It's Swinburne, the Vespers number 7.
Should I kill this dude?
Opportunity for an ambush.
Sorry, brother.
See, Balaam. Time to go.
Stop that!
Felt amazing, dude. I wish I had my sword, though. Yo, it's a Dark Souls enemy! Let's go!
I don't know who led you up to this.
This is a Unix system. I can do this.
No. I'm Swinburne. I can't lose.
Oh, man. Little dude is attacking. He full committed to his combo. You never do that in PvP, dude. Unless your opponent's staggered. This dude definitely never hung out in Anne Orlando and did farming missions for the Blue Sentinels. I'll tell you that much.
But that can be changed. With a little reprogramming. Make a fine soldier.
Silence, I own you.
What? Let's not do anything hasty. You realize I lead the Vesper 7 squad.
Why you're not using your repair kits? Honestly, like, I kind of resent that, like, I am constantly mashing C and assuming that it's working, but I guess my dude doesn't have, like, enough free fingers to actually, like, hit the repair kit inside of the cockpit or something like that. If you're shooting, it won't go. You should be able to activate it like with your mouth or something. Like being able to use your heel is a very important part of the Armored Core experience. Like if F1 drivers can like take a shit while they're driving, like surely I should be able to at least use my heels. Stay on him, brother. Stay on him. It's so funny that the double Luddies run out of ammo like every time.
50%.
Good shooting. Shoot this. Shoot this. Shoot this. Hit him! He's punching my ass too. There you, whatever.
Confirmed. Target destroyed.
Can I get like extendo mags on the Luddies? It's getting a little ridiculous. He did have a great scream. I've almost got my first driver's license. Prezzo, are you here? I almost got my G2. Sorry, I forget how it works. G1 is the paper license that basically doesn't allow you to do anything, right? G2 is when you're basically full licensed, and then G is the full license.
Some of us were worried that the enemy, but it seems we can.
That is correct. It's been a while. That's it? I've got none of that? I mean, you should get your G1, just because the G1 is like, that's easy. I think you have to get 80% on the paper test. I have no idea how hard the actual driving test is because I passed first try. And I'm not flexing it. But I had my G1. I took young drivers. And young drivers, you're on fucking blast, okay? You know, I can spot a fellow young drivers graduate every time I'm outside. You know why? The stop line for the road will be here. Young drivers, graduates always stop here just in case the person behind them is going 10,000 miles an hour over the speed limit and their brake lines got cut. And then when you come close to behind them, they move up as you come in, which is like, you're not going to hit me, you're not going to hit me, you're not going to hit me. Wow, seems like a good idea, right? That's a great idea for defensive driving. Sure, maybe in like Aurelia or something like that, but in the big city is annoying as hell because it means that every time you come up to a traffic light, it's red. Red means don't go. So why the hell do I have to move up 10 feet every 3 seconds? It doesn't make sense. Nobody should be hitting the gas. Everybody should be in line in single file where they're supposed to be. But every 3 seconds, the car in front of me is moving up because the car in front of them is moving up because the car in front of them is moving up because there's a young driver's graduate up at the front who just kept 50 feet of extra runway just in case. Anyway, I finished my 12 lessons of young drivers or something like that. And then the last thing my instructor said to me before I took my driving test is, yeah, I don't really know. I give you about a 50-50 shot of passing the test. Passed that shit first try. Went to Korea for a year. Came home. Took the full driving test. Passed it first try. I'm flipping them both birds, librarian. That one's for you. I don't know why he was trying to get in my head, man. I'll sortie on this one. Damn sortie. Okay. Tunnel Sabotage. Is driving age 16 in Canada?
621.
Yeah.
The Balaam group sent us a request.
I think you can get your G1 at 15. I can't remember.
Attention, Gun 13 Raven.
Your G1 doesn't really... when you get your G1, it's like a learner's permit, though. So you have to have a licensed driver in the car to drive yourself.
You are to report to the Angerbred Tunnel in the Central Ice Field.
Anger bread.
It's a derelict watch point, slated for restoration by the PCA in the near future. Infiltrate the tunnel, then find and destroy the sensor they're planning to repair.
I was told to pull over on a practice test. He said pulling over there was dangerous and failed me. Dude, I feel like the driving test is one of the only like legal standardized tests where they have trick questions. Like when I took my driver's test, the person administering the test was like, "Can you parallel park between these two cars?" And I said, "Sir, that's a driveway." And they said, "Yes, I know. Go ahead and do it anyway." But I felt like I avoided the caltrops. I feel like if I was just like, "Okay, sure," they would have been like, "Oh, sorry, you failed. You blocked someone's driveway." Maybe not, but that's the way it felt at the time, at least.
I don't think Daphne appreciates your true value.
They'll fail you if you don't tell the instructor to put on their seatbelt. So that, I understand, like, you want to make sure that you've got good drivers, okay? Obviously, they're not doing their job because 50% of the cars you see on the road are driven by insane people. So the test is not fully working. There needs to be, like, there needs to be less arbitrary auto-fail conditions. Like, apparently in Ontario, it's like an auto-fail if the instructor feels like they have to slam on their brakes. Like, because in the driving instructor's car, usually there's brakes on the passenger side as well. That shit is stupid. Sometimes people will jaywalk or fall into the street or drive like an insane person, and you'll feel in danger because they're not doing their part. If you're driving unsafe and then the examiner is like, "Well, I have to stop you right here," that's one thing. But if you got a green light and then somebody like sprints out into the middle of the intersection and they have to slam on the brakes, that's not an auto fail. You should auto fail that guy. He should lose his walking license.
At the end of the underground tunnel. This place may be derelict, but it won't be left undefended. Keep your guard up, 621.
Squeep, squeep. I didn't say take his legs, okay? I said he can still walk, he just can't walk outside. All right, 2 guns. Why wouldn't the driver brake? The driver was probably braking too, but in those situations you have like, 1/20th of a second in order to react. So, just because the examiner hit the brakes in an emergency situation doesn't mean the driver made a mistake.
Gun 13, come in, Raven. PCA ground forces are headed your way earlier than planned.
Just seems kind of unfair to me, honestly.
You know what to do. Over and out.
You heard him, 621. Destroy the target and get out of there.
I'm just going to destroy the old device in the facility center if you guys are cool with that.
That's the target. It's protected by a basic shield. Just
Whoops.
hit it from the inside.
Okay, all right, fine. In Japan, if you stop for a pedestrian, the pedestrian waves you through and then you go, you can get a ticket. That's crazy, man.
Siege. That shouldn't have been enough to... 621.
That's too much.
Pull out now.
I mean, I get that, what do they say? Like every model. This game looks really good, by the way. Sorry. I love how they're constantly just putting like a red translucent filter over the entire game at all times. Anyway, I'm gonna try not to, okay?
Code 1-5, target AC spotted.
Gun 13, Raven, what's going on?
I understand that all models are by their very nature false. Like they can't be perfect. That's why it's a model. Otherwise, it would just be called the way that it fucking is, I guess. But either way, there are some laws that just strike you as, like, being a little silly. Like, we've talked about this before. I don't have any experience with this. But what I read about on r/Vancouver is that in British Columbia, if you are intoxicated and you go to sleep in your car, even if you sleep in the back seat with your keys in your pocket, you can be arrested for like operating a motor vehicle while intoxicated. The way that you get around that
Search would have swallowed you whole.
is that people fall asleep in their car, but before they go to sleep, they take their car keys and they throw the keys under their car, so that when they wake up in the morning, they just like crawl around on the wet concrete and then get their car keys from the floor. Like, does that seem like that law is doing what it's designed to do? Like, that's madness.
How's it going, Walter?
Hard to say.
No, but it's funny. It is funny.
But I doubt the voices of
Just can't imagine like how upset you would be if your life got ruined because you got a DUI for sleeping in your car with your keys in your pocket. And then, like, 50% of the people that you meet would be like, well, that's your fault. You're supposed to throw them under your car when you go to sleep.
Bigger things. The coral. You'd better find it.
You're supposed to put them in a bush next to your car
Our
instead.
friend's fears were warranted. Don't spend too long dealing with the PCA, Walter. Clock's ticking.
Two new messages.
Hey, sorry for that coral explosion. I didn't know you were there.
Attention, Gun 13 Raven! I have a message for you from Commander Michigan, following your success at the Angerbred Tunnel. Sounds like you stared death in the face when all
There's that video of a college girl getting a DUI while waiting for someone else to come pick her up in her car because it's cold outside. See, that's not the spirit of the law, okay?
Registration number RB23. Call sign, Raven. Your records have been updated.
It's why, like, when we lived in an apartment building, this shit always pissed me off, is like the
We invite you to further hone your technique.
5% of the population are sociopaths, and the other 95% bear the cost. But that's not the way it should be. In our old apartment building, we would always get these notices. An email blast for everybody. Hey, you have one new voicemail. Hey, this is the property manager. Just so you know, if your dog shits on the carpet, you should clean it up. Okay. Hey, it's getting really fucked up, pal. We keep having to clean dog shit off the carpet. Please don't let your... we never let our dog shit on the carpet. We don't even have a motherfucking dog. Signs in every elevator bay. Don't let your dog shit on the carpet, please, please. The 5% of people letting their dog shit on the carpet do not care. They don't know how to read, okay? What you got to do is petition a judge to let you use the security camera footage, and then you find the person who's letting their dog shit on the ground, and then you can, there's many creative ways you can now solve your problem, okay? What you don't do is just like, please, we're appealing to the kindness of everybody, to the consensus. I think we shouldn't let our dogs pee on the ground and poop on the ground. No, you run a fucking, you get a DNA assay of every pet that lives in the building, so that whenever any dog shit is found, you take it down to the fucking lab and put it in the centrifuge, figure out what dog it is, and then you do what you gotta do in order to deter it from happening in the future. Maybe you levy some kind of a lien on them. Maybe you give them some kind of fine. Maybe you pee on a dinner plate and then put it in the freezer, and then pull the dinner plate out of the freezer when it's frozen and slide the disc of pee under their front door. And then if they go, what the heck, somebody peed in my house, then you send everybody a voicemail that's like, hey, don't pee in this guy's house even though he let his dog poop on the carpet 25 times. Same thing, right? If people aren't breaking down their cardboard before they put it in the shared cardboard dumpster, You don't need to say, hey, it'd be really nice if you broke your cardboard down. You just look at the shipping label. Because there's no doubt if they're too lazy to break down the box, they're not ripping the shipping labels off. You grab the fucking cardboard, you take it up to their apartment, you throw it in front of their door, and you say, do it again. You're the property management company. You don't need to send everybody a voicemail or an email or print out some kind of clip art with like a dog giving a thumbs up. Hey, we're all in this together. The person who did the wrong thing should bear the costs for the wrong thing. And leave everybody else alone. They know. They're clicking on, oh, one new voicemail. I wonder what it is. Hey, honey, maybe we got the house. Brip, brip. Don't let dogs poop on the carpet in shared areas. Oh, whoa, I never thought of that. Sorry. Holy. These are decision missions. I understand. Okay. So true. I get mass emails twice a week about how to properly dispose of my trash in my apartment building. Shit sucks.
City floating on the ocean, built by the Rubicon Research Institute.
I guess what I'm trying to say is the laws of public decency have gone too far, and they protect the willfully malevolent. We need to peel back some of those privacy laws. Did you see the story about the dude in Texas who he lived in an apartment building and they broke into his house and threw all his shit out? And then he was like, why did you throw all my shit out? And they were like, oh, we were supposed to evict your neighbor, but we got the apartment number wrong. Our bad. And then the next day, they were like, oh, you're living here illegally anyway because your name isn't on the lease. Only your sister's name is on the lease, so you're illegally subletting. So we're actually going to evict you now, even though we already threw all your shit in the garbage. And he's like, what the fuck? It's got to be, I don't know the rules of Texas, okay, clearly, except for the rules of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But the lawyer that's representing this guy is going to win him like $2.5 million, right? I feel like even in Texas, a judge is going to be like, what are you doing there? Then they said, you're lucky we're only evicting you. When we went through your apartment, we found counterfeit money, and it turns out it was like Monopoly money from a board game that he plays with his kid. Like, that's one of those things that I don't wish that it happens to me, but at my most fucked up, that is what goes through my head. When I don't get my receipt from the grocery store and then I go into the pharmacy holding a bottled drink or something, I'm like, yeah, tackle me, motherfucker. Excalibur security, tackle me. Tackle me. You didn't pay for that vitamin water. You didn't pay for that. That would be my lucky day. You fucking tackle me and the London drugs. You think I didn't pay for this? I'll show you my damn receipt. I'll show you my damn receipt in a court of law in front of a certified officer of Her Majesty's Justice Service, okay?
They must have stood watch even after they were abandoned by their masters.
Hello. They just might. They just might. Oop, oop, oop. His Majesty, sorry. I'm working on old tech. Did you see that TikTok from Chongqing, China? Where the guy was like, here's how I get to work in Chongqing, China. It's easy. I just take a bus. And then he was like, how do I get to the bus? And it was on a curvy road in the sky, like 400 feet in the air. And he was like, okay, I don't know how to get there. He said, that's fine. I'll just take the train. And then he went into the subway station and he took like 19 escalators down. And then he was like, okay, don't worry about that. I'll just drive. And then he took a wrong turn and he got lost like in the bowels of the city. That's crazy, man. I'm not even saying it's bad, because like I would just follow my sat nav personally. I say that, but then like sometimes I'll be driving and the sat nav will go, keep left to stay on road. And I'm like, what the hell does keep left mean? It turns out, by the way, if you're curious, keep left means go straight. I don't know when we all agreed on that vernacular. Similarly, slight left also means go straight, okay? Keep left means do nothing. Shut down all ECM fog control devices. Aren't the ravers going to be upset by this though? Because their temporary tattoos will no longer glow in the dark? Follow the red lights. Oh, thank you, thank you. Squeep. Excuse me? I think I've been scammed. Also, Kate, you could ask her this on her stream. We don't have heated discussions about this. I'm telling you, if I don't know where to go, I pump it into the GPS, okay? If I do know where to go, I don't put it in the GPS. She thinks that that's crazy because the GPS also has some degree of traffic routing. And this is based on my perceived experience. Notice I'm not saying I'm 100% infallible here. My perception may not be indicative of the reality that makes up our shared experiences on this planet, okay? My experience with the GPS is that sometimes, even when I know where I'm going, I put it in the GPS and then it takes me on a suboptimal path, and I feel like that the traffic that it put me on is even worse than the traffic on my usual route. So for me personally, if I know where I'm going, also, I don't get that many opportunities in the modern day to feel like a man who provides value, you know? I never slaughter a saber-toothed tiger with my bare hands or something like that. I open a jar of pasta sauce, sure, but it's never like, oh, a boulder fell on my leg. Can you like roll it off? Like, we've kind of smoothed that stuff out of our day-to-day lives, thankfully. One of the only times I get to feel like a man is when, you know, I know where we live and I know where we're going. I don't know the exact route to get there, but I know that, I can just take a main thoroughfare that runs east-west, and then I'll turn left and I'll go north for a little bit, and then when I find the street sign, I'll take it, you know? That makes me feel, for whatever reason, that makes me feel like a man who's doing his best. Squeeze me? Yeah, I'm not out here getting emasculated by the GPS, or I'm trying not to at least. It feels really cool. Thank you! I completely understand what you mean. I'm so happy to hear that I'm not the only person who's obviously a little insane, but in like what I would describe as a largely benign way. It is cool knowing where north is. I feel like Vancouver, it's not the only city with mountains. I'm not trying to say that. But in Vancouver, it's really easy. If you don't know where north is, find a mountain. And in all likelihood, you'll be going the right way. What do you mean question mark, question mark? The coast mountains are north of Vancouver. That is not good? What are you talking about? How could it not be good? Tell that to Colorado? Newsflash, different mountains are in different places. Is this true everywhere? I wasn't talking about this, a whole new sentence. We're doing a Oh, so you hate pancakes thing again. I don't give a shit where you live, quite frankly. You'd be lucky to see a mountain. That's why you get the window seat on the airplane. I said in Vancouver, I feel like it's a little easy. I don't live in Vancouver? I know! And thank God for that. Owned. Object permanence is not just a Vancouver thing? Okay, well, your ass in fucking Belleville, Ontario. I know where north is. Just look for the big Boston Pizza sign. Okay, well, there you go. Are you happy? Now you got me throwing shade at the Quinty Mall, a place that I actually have no hard feelings for, but like you're trying to compete in a league, you're not the right weight class, brother. Just remember that next time. Now, if you'll excuse me, trying to shut down all ECM fog control devices. You follow the red lights. Okay, hang on. From the red light, look for the next one. So this is the way we came. I see you. Wahoo! I see you. Okay, I see you. Wouldn't want to be you. Why does this feel like I'm driving to work in the morning? I can see that. Okay. I haven't talked about Jimmy Buffett yet. I'm not much of a Buffett guy, but I did see that infographic that was like all white guys fall somewhere on this graph, and then it's a triangle, and the tip of the triangle is Juggalo, and then the one point at the bottom was Parrot Head, which is Jimmy Buffett fan, and one point is Deadhead. And I must admit, I'm not any of those things, but they said all white guys exist somewhere on this continuum. I am like 3% Juggalo at most. I think I must be roughly, maybe 60% Deadhead, 40% Parrot Head, and then just distribute like 0.1 points to Juggalo somewhere. I'm not even a big fan of the Grateful Dead, but I get down with the jam bands from time to time. And I guess I do like the island escape lifestyle, even though I'm not much of a Jimmy Buffett guy. So I would say my main house is Grateful Dead, and my rising sign is Jimmy Buffett, and then almost 0% Juggalo. Bro, what are we doing, man? Like I'm You went backwards? Go towards the exclamation mark. Okay. All right. I mean, I was standing at the exclamation mark before. Follow the markers in the opposite direction. If I was the game director, it wouldn't have gone down like that. That's all I'm saying. Okay, here I am. Now, we must go to this red light then. Yes, okay, there you go. Oh my god, we were 200 meters away the whole time.
Let's take a look.
Burp, burp, burp. I'm literally just minding my own business, trying to navigate here. Why would you do this to me?
Ammunition at 50%.
You can't get me. I'm on the roof now.
Light and ammunition AT at
I have a chair. I have a chair. King of the castle. Holy, 2 Ornsteins? 2 Smos? I'm mashing C, I'm mashing C. I'm pushing P, I'm mashing C.
30%. Light shoulder ammunition at 50%.
I need a damn resupply, brother.
Know what happened to the drone? Fortunately, the data we found helped to identify where the last ECM device is.
I'm breaking through, I'm bending spoons. I hate to quote an REM quote that didn't come from REM poster. I gotta do like a 45-minute podcast episode on REM poster. I gotta figure out what their story is. Have they always been REM poster and just like every stream they go to, they post REM stuff and I'm the first streamer who is like receptive to it because I'm the only person who appreciates REM and U2 these days? Who's backing them? Yeah, where do they get all the... They give subscriptions now and then. Where do they get that capital from?
Do you read me? You've got PCA incoming. Pull out before they make this complicated.
I'm afraid it's too late for that.
HC helicopter. I know your son.
These are complicated things. So much for subtlety. You'll
Help
have to
me.
fight your way out now.
Hey Justin, we found your helicopter.
I'll clean up the mess.
Raven, I've identified some Xylem defenses we can co-opt. Try to-
Xylem defenses? Wait. Help me! Help me! Help me! Now, if you'll excuse me, sniper. He's done it. He's done it. Did you see that?
There. Xylem's defenses now recognize you as an ally. That should help keep the
How about
base
this one?
busy.
I knew I should spec into access speed. Now, if you'll excuse me. Hacker voice. Anyway, I forgot what I was talking about. Vancouver, who would have thought? REM? That's true. You okay, Tomo? Is it true they call Vancouver Van City? No, that's one of the ways that you would determine whether or not someone was a local or a non-local. If someone said Van City and they were like, I'm from Vancouver, you would be like, this is a AI generated person. There are some Vancouver pronunciations that even I don't get right though, which is fair because I only moved here like 10 years ago. Like apparently it's not the Fraser River, it's the Fraser River. I know it's a subtle difference, but a meaningful one. Hang on, I'm gonna take care of this lad back here. We call it Vancy. So true. Oh, I'm out of ammo. That's not uncommon. This seems like a respec for me. It's crazy how Fraser and Niles are both rivers. You know what? I never thought about that. I'm going to give you a +2 on that one. I'd love to get up there and punch you a little bit, but I'm not sure it's happening. It's Tawasin, not Swasin. Yeah, but like, listen, no disrespect, but I mean it's Swasin. Unless you're going to like the outlet mall. I'm not saying it's like completely irrelevant to your life in the city, but it's probably not going to come up all that often. You'll probably just be like, hey, the Massey Tunnel is down today. Oh, hang on. Let me clean up my cat's vomit here. 1 second. You okay, Tomo? Cats do be like good day, sir, vomit. I'll plus to you for that one as well. First, I'm going to go into my well, no, first I've already done the +2, so I guess I'll do the +2. This guy's not that mobile. I'm going to take a plasma rifle. I'm going to take a... I don't really want to take a Luddy, man. Give me the pulse blade. Give me a songbird. Give me a second songbird Pippin, and restart me from the checkpoint. Handing out +2s like crazy today. I'm playing Armored Core, man. I can't afford to be alienating anybody. In Texas Chainsaw Massacre, we can be a little toxic. We can be a little entitled. In Armored Core 6, we gotta say, you know, this is good vibes only, chat. Dude really did a hero landing just to get obliterated. Oh, right. I forgot that I've changed my loadout entirely. Just relax, okay? You're making me do this, just for the record. If you're standing still, then I'm songing you. Okay, you can't be killed. I got a new sensation here, like in excess. Here's what I'm thinking. Take out the little... He's not there anymore. Take out the little minions first. Even if it costs you a repair kit, no big deal. Then we'll get all the sniper lads. And I think the songbirds will make short work of the helicopter. And everything else. Is that it? Really? It can't be. It is. Dudes from Rubicon 3 don't call it the 3. Hey, I've been cooking up a Peloton meme. This one, I know you guys love the Peloton conversations. It's a riff on the Kevin Hart, take your sensitive ass back to the FDR administration. This is the Truman presidency. We're going to hell in this bitch. So it'd be something like, it would be this exact same image, because I think now instead of making the memes elegant, you just copy and paste something over top of it, which is even better. It's even funnier because it references the earlier meme while also building upon it. It would be like 35 resistance, 90 cadence. Take your weak legs back to the Camilla Ramon ride. This is a Bradley Rose ride. We going to hell and we're going anaerobic in this bitch. So what do you think? Is that good or bad? You think that meme's got it's got a chance? I lost confidence halfway through. You tried. Hey, I'm streaming and making jokes at the same time, okay? It's not easy. This is like the rare time my plan has worked out exactly as I expected it to. It's a joke for like 6 people and you're one of them. Yeah. But you know, if you can't laugh at your own jokes, then how do you expect anybody else to, you know? You're so fucking lucky. Holy frick, your rotors are insane. What's the... Can I tell you something? I'm surprised that Adam Levine hasn't had a comeback yet.
Looks like you did it.
I know, like, I mean, he got owned when his dirty text got leaked. But, like, I would have thought it's like a year ago, year and a half ago, I would have thought at least he would be, like, back on America's Got Talent or something like that by this point. But apparently, he's taking his time off. The worst part is he never dropped off. Did he not leave his own... He didn't leave his judge's chair on America's Got Talent?
Raven. The city's
What did he say that was bad? Well, I think it was more that he cheated on his wife.
Walter's friend.
But then also his texts were like, holy fucking fuck, your body is absurd or something like that, which is just really